Hey everybody, welcome back to The Pressing Matters. I'm Scott. Thank you for tuning in today, and thank you for your support. Today we're going to dive deep into the obscure in the vinyl obscurities category with the 1965 release of Missa Criolla. I'm going to tell you about this amazing recording that defies categorization in just a moment. Before I get started, if you are new and haven't already, please consider subscribing. Also, Wednesdays at 8 p.m., please join myself and Anthony at Audiophilia for his Everything Classical live stream. It is an hour-long discussion on all things classical. Everyone is invited to come on and share their knowledge and passion for classical music. And we had a great time. In the last one, I discussed this record and how I wanted to review it. So finally, I get to discuss this beautiful record. I'm going to be discussing mainly the Phillips Connoisseur Collection release. That's this one here, because it is so beautiful and so perfect. I also have some other editions from around the world that I'm going to show you. But first, I want to kind of give you an idea of what this is about. It's composed by Argentine composer Ariel Ramirez. It is a dynamic spiritual performance of the Catholic Mass based on the rhythms and traditions of Hispanic America. That's a perfect description of this. It's sort of world music, sort of a field recording in a way, although it's very professionally done. It's got Latin American rhythms and dances, and it's a religious text as well. It's vocal, it's choral, it's everything. And it's also a wonderful sonic treat because of all the exotic percussion that's in it. I'm going to show you some close-ups of this package while I read some of the background of this, so bear with me. When Ariel Ramirez decided to compose a sung mass based strictly on musical forms found in folklore, he received the encouragement and the assistance of the Reverend Osvaldo Catena, liturgical advisor to Latin America, of the Reverend Gabriel Segade, director of the choir of the Basilica de Socorro, and the Reverend Alejandro Mayol, one of the most enthusiastic sponsors of the idea. After discussing the project at length, it was decided by common agreement to use the Spanish liturgical text approved by Latin American experts. Based on this text, Ariel Ramirez was to find the most adequate rhythmical elements to convey the religious fervor of each sequence of the Mass within the musical repertoire of the Argentine folklore. Added to this difficulty was the problem of selecting performers who could assume the responsibility of expressing with required beauty and authenticity this ambitious creation. Taking into account these problems, Ariel Ramirez approached his composition as a work for soloists, chorus, and orchestra. It was to be Los Fronterizos, the well-respected and popular quartet who could take charge of the interpretation of the work. The choir of the Basilica de Socorro, directed by Reverend Jesus Gabriel Segade, harmonizes the choral part, and an orchestra together with regional instruments joins the harpsichord played by Ariel Ramirez, the instrument chosen because of its evocative tradition to carry the leading voice of the orchestra. The percussion, produced by two large drums, a battery, and other regional instruments, contributes to the Latin American characteristics of the work. These are the means of expression that interpret the Missa Criolla. When I found this record, I was blown away. Not only is it sonically beautiful, it's just so passionate and enrapturing. Is that a word? Enrapturing? Yeah, it is. It just sweeps you up. It sweeps you up with its beauty and its curiosity. Like I said, it feels like you stumbled into a church in Latin America and just happened to witness this beautiful mass going on. But it's not your typical solemn mass. There's lively percussion and dances and singing back and forth between the soloists and chorus, and the whole thing is just moving in fervor and passion. And that is what makes this recording so amazing. I love it. It's not an audiophile recording, but it will appeal to audiophiles, particularly because of the spacing of the choral group, also all the exotic percussion that's going on. It really sounds amazing, and I love this record, particularly this Connoisseur Series edition. This was a promotional copy from back in the day. I haven't even seen it listed on Discogs, but there are many in this package that are listed on Discogs. Another one that was released and perhaps is pressed on better vinyl, but this is the Sequenza release from the Netherlands, I believe. Well, it says printed in the Netherlands. This is also a promotional copy on the red Phillips label. This is pressed on the best vinyl. It is the original recording. It's mastered pretty much the same, and you get wonderful sound from this as well. In Latin America, a lot of the countries got this cover, which I don't find very attractive, but I found it. This is a Columbia pressing, and I always marvel over how heavy this is. This is like a 200-gram pressing on the Phillips label, blue Phillips label like this. It's a good pressing too. It's just a little rough around the edges. There's also one of the few inserts that actually has pictures of what was going on during the recording. It looks like it may have been done in a church that was outfitted with some acoustical treatment. And you can see Ariel Ramirez there. Very, very interesting. There's not a lot of pictures of this. I am going to leave a link to this group performing this in a church. It's very, very interesting. It's quite similar to what you will hear on this record. But I can't recommend this highly enough. This is a beautiful, beautiful folk music record, world music record, call it what you want. Once you hear it, you'll be a fan. And if I get one person to say, yeah, I'm going to check this out and pick up this record, I'll have done my job. So thank you so much for watching this little presentation on one of my favorite obscure records of all time, and that is Missa Criolla. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. I'm Scott for The Pressing Matters. Have a great day.